Michael Marcantonini here on the IronBirds Broadcast Network. I've got IronBirds infielder Victor Figueroa joining me on the broadcast. Victor, thank you for taking the time. How's your time in the Orioles organization going so far?
It's going amazing. Very welcoming organization. Everybody treats me like family already, and it's just it's a nice group of guys, and it's great that we get a chance to play the game that we all love, and we all have each other's backs here. So yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
Drafted by the Padres last year, you get traded at the deadline this year, coming over to the Orioles org with 5 of your Padres organization teammates. What was that day like when you got traded?
It was definitely a crazy day. You don't expect that 10 months after you get drafted that you're going to be playing in a whole new organization, or it was a crazy day. I know that it wasn't expected, but we take this as a blessing, and we all have a plan that we're going to go into this organization and just do the same process as we were in the Padres, of course, but we're going to use this as another opportunity. That's what we like to call it, is another opportunity.
That's a great way to look at it. How did you find out about the trade originally?
I actually found out when we were in our team meeting for that day. I got a call that I've been traded to the Baltimore Orioles during my regular routine. So I was doing everything the same. I was expected to play in my low A affiliate team, and next thing you know, a day later, I'm on a flight to go join the Orioles organization.
What was the process like of changing organizations mid-season?
To be honest, it was smoother than what I thought it would be, because every one of the resources that the Orioles had for me was very, very welcoming, and they wanted me to get to the team as fast as possible so that I can get that process going as soon as possible. And in doing so, now that I've been here for the past couple of weeks, I feel like I'm already deep part in the organization, and that I've already been here for years now, even though it's only been weeks.
It's like a family here in Birdland, and I know sometimes it's tough joining a new squad when you don't know anybody, but you came over to the Orioles org with 5 guys from the Padres org, and a few of those guys are on this IronBirds roster. So how did that help make the transition easier?
It made it a lot smoother. It's nice to see a lot of familiar faces, especially when you're going into a new team, new affiliate, new level that you don't know anything about. You're in the other side of the country, and you're thinking that everything is planned out for you for the next 5 years after the draft, and then how quickly things change, that you're in a new organization. So it's a nice light that you get to see a couple familiar faces joining you, showing you that you're not alone in this process.
Before you were drafted by the Padres, you had a pretty strong college career. Tell me about playing college ball.
Yeah, so I went to an HBCU my freshman year, and in doing so, I had a tremendous year there where I found a lot of my abilities that I could take my talents elsewhere. So then I went to a junior college my sophomore year, and that's where my talents really shined. I had a great JUCO career at Florida Southwestern, and I learned a lot of things that I still develop and I still take care of, or take a lot of pride of within my professional career. So playing in college was definitely an opportunity that I'm so glad I got to be a part of.
You were the first ever first-team All-American at Florida Southwestern State Junior College. What did that honor mean to you?
It means a lot. It's always great to be the first at something, and now having that honor is something that nobody can take away from me, and I have so many great memories in the short amount of time that I've been there. I just take a lot of appreciation for the people that helped me get to where I am in my career today. So Florida Southwestern will always be a part of me.
What were your expectations coming out of junior college with the draft looming last year?
My expectations were basically, I raised the bar very high for myself because I want myself to succeed, and I understand that, a lot of outer noise where it comes to expectations, but I like to stick to my own so that I can put myself in positions to succeed. So in doing so, that led me to the position where I am now, and I can keep having opportunities with those expectations that I set on myself.
Now into your first full professional season this year, what are some of the biggest improvements that you've made to your game?
Definitely, I want to say defensively, I've been feeling a lot better and a lot looser. I know that the game, the higher you go up in the levels, the faster the game gets, the cleaner the game gets. I'm just glad that I've become a part of the process, and I have a lot of resources that help me in my defensive work. When it comes to the bat, I also feel great too. I know that translating the bat into higher levels, that's probably the hardest thing that you can do in this sport, but with all the resources that we have here in Birdland, I just feel like it's going to be a smooth transition, and that we're going to keep working every day as long as we have season to go.
You're a first baseman, but you've played a little bit of outfield as a professional. What has it been like getting some reps out there for you?
It just shows versatility. I mean, versatility is something as a baseball player we take a lot of pride of, because the most versatile you are, especially as a prospect, the more opportunity you can get yourself on the field. So I like how I've gotten that opportunity in the outfield, and it kind of gives me another expectation that I can set to myself so that I know that I can play multiple positions. And then even going into the offseason, I'll be ready for the next year and the next season so I can be a solid defender and hitter.
How much outfield had you played before getting into pro ball?
It's actually funny because in my junior college, I had some outfield reps. We had a positioning opening in the outfield, and, it went from a fun little game of shag during BP into actually having an opportunity to play. So it kind of just grew naturally to me, to be honest.
Baseball's in your blood. Your dad, who you lost when you were pretty young, was a prospect in the Dodgers organization. Tell me a little bit about the baseball roots in your family from your dad.
Yeah, baseball is something that, I grew up with, and it's just everything that's been around me. When it comes to learning about what kind of sport I wanted to play as a kid, the only role model I had was my dad, and in doing so, baseball just kind of took a part of my life. I just wanted to go off of his footsteps and just see how far I can go, knowing that he put his whole heart and soul into the game, so I wanted to see if I could finish the job for him.
What do you remember most about your dad, whether it be baseball related or non-baseball related?
I just remember how much he loved his family and how much he cared for not only me but my sister and my mom. I just like how, especially knowing that he was a baseball player, he was a good person before that, and that he had a lot of heart to not only the game but to his family.
I know you've talked about it in previous interviews when you were in the Padres organization about leaving a legacy, with your name and your family. What does that mean to you to be able to leave that legacy and carry that on?
It means everything, man, because it just shows that there's always more to the game, and there's always more that you can always be playing for, working hard to achieve. When it comes to me, knowing that I have a legacy within baseball, I always have a chip on my shoulder, and I'm always playing with a higher purpose than the game.
I know you're close with your mom as well, so tell me about the support and love from your mom over the years.
Yeah, there's nobody more supportive than my mom when it comes to me, not only on the baseball field but off of it. My mom has been through all the struggle. She's been through everything with me, and she's going to continue to be my number one supporter, and I always give her the praise that she deserves every day, because she is a God-given gift that I always appreciate.
Always got to show love for the moms. How about your siblings and, some extended family?
Yeah, my sister Victoria, she's great, and my little brother Carlitos, he's amazing. I just like how, as siblings, we're a very close bunch, and that we're always going to look out for each other, and I just get very excited for whatever chance I have to see them, and hopefully they're going to be a part of my life for a long time, and that even though I'm away from home, I can always know that they're a call away, and I can always stay in communication with them.
Absolutely. Shifting the convo a little bit, it was the other day in the dugout, I saw your first baseman's mitt, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty cool glove. So it's a little pink and light blue, and you've got a strawberry donut woven into the fabric of the glove. Tell me a little bit about that glove.
It was kind of funny because when I was thinking of how I would want to make my glove, I was watching an episode of The Simpsons, and in that episode, I saw the Simpsons donut, and it just reminded me of how much I love that donut. So then in doing so, I saw that when I was making my glove that I could make a glove based off of that image, and I made it. And that's not even knowing that, I made that glove during spring training with the Padres organization. So I find it real cool that after the trade happened and I found myself in Aberdeen, that those colors kind of relate to our colors here. So it's a very cool thing that I have, and I like to be playful with my equipment, knowing that baseball is just a fun game. It doesn't always have to be serious.
Do you have any other equipment that's designed a certain way, or anything written on any other gloves, anything like that?
Yeah, I have a lot of gloves that are the same way. Usually I find an image in my head and I try to create around that. I actually have one on the way going for an Orioles-based theme, so that I can show kind of back to not only my roots for the Padres, but now I kind of want to build new roots here with the Orioles.
I love it. That's awesome stuff, man. All right, we're going to wrap up this interview with a quick rapid-fire question round. Let's start it off with this one. Favorite MLB player of all time?
I mean, I wish I could say my dad, but if I couldn't say him, when I was growing up, I was a big Yasiel Puig fan. He was a really good guy for when I was growing up. Very good hitter, and he just brought a lot of energy to the game.
All right, next one. What do you normally eat for breakfast?
I go to Dunkin' every day.
What do you get?
Yeah, I get a meal deal where you can get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich and medium iced coffee.
You get that strawberry donut with it?
You know, sometimes I actually do. When I do want to treat myself, I do get a strawberry glazed donut. It's actually really good.
Yeah, good stuff, man. All right, next one. What would you be doing for work if you weren't playing professional baseball?
You know, that's actually something that I've been thinking a lot about, because a lot of people have been asking me, hey, like, what would you do if baseball wasn't in the picture? What can you do after baseball? Man, if I could really be a musician, I would love to do that. I like music. I like being a part in some type of way in music, you know. Especially now I'm rooming with Colin Tuff, and he actually plays the guitar, fun fact. Okay. So he actually got me into it again. So now I'm trying to see if music could be an opportunity for me outside of the game.
Yeah, that's very cool. I like that answer. Next one for you. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, birthday cake, for sure, 100%. I get it, everything, because for me, I like cake no matter what, and then when they put the cake stuffings into the ice cream, it just makes it 10 times better for me.
Yeah, an elite flavor right there. Last one for you. What would you be most successful at? Being an actor, a singer, or a comedian?
Oh, man, I want to say singer because I do love music, but I think probably being an actor, just because, you know, I'm bilingual, so I can go into some American roles, some Spanish roles, and, you know, I can be very versatile when it comes to impersonation, so that should be pretty fun.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff, man. Well, I've got Victor Figueroa from the IronBirds joining me on the broadcast.
And the 1-2 again. Figueroa slaps one past the shortstop Farquhar into left center. One run is in. Here comes the second. George and Honeycutt score. It's a 2-out, 2-run single from Victor Figueroa, and the Birds are on top 2-0 in the first.
Victor, thank you for doing this. Continue your success.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. God bless.